So today is another day and another segment on this 1933 Dodge 5-window coupe. As I expressed before about having the cap on, and there's a good reason, it's because of the mic, and it actually is better because when I did some editing, I noticed the difference between having it on the shirt and having it on the hat, and it seems to be a lot better it being on the hat. And long and behold, actually the cap and the t-shirt match. Kind of like the back of the shirt. Yeah, pretty neat. And it actually is the paint company that I use. I discovered them a while back. Their product is really good. I used it personally on my own vehicle as well as customers' vehicles. The product is very reasonable, and at the end of the day, it works for me, and it is Auto Paint HD. There's Puss in Boots. Yeah, she's back. She wanted some loving again. Yeah, she's a good kitty. Feral cat, good kitty. Yep, I think she wants down though. So I'm going to place her down. She's going to go do her thing. She's camera shy. But anywho, I'm going to show you what I did yesterday, and I actually did film another car. It was a 2019 Red Eye Hellcat Challenger. I didn't film doing the brakes kind of thing, but enough to show it. They're real easy, but I also worked on this 33 coupe. So I'm going to take you through what I did, and there's going to be a lot of progress done today. I do have help, and it's the same person that's doing the engine and basically just sealed up the transmission, so mostly the engine. But when everything goes back together, we wanted to make sure that the transmission was tight, and that's their part of the game on this. But I also brought the help in to kind of move this along a little bit further, and she wanted to learn more about doing it, and it would make it a little easier because there's going to be some critical points here. Having an extra hand definitely will help. So hopefully I show some progress today, because today is Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, not about the customer or the client. So let me take you through what I did. The one thing I ended up doing, where'd it go? There it is. I had to add a piece of metal to the side of the grill. I noticed that it didn't match the other side. That's the original. I'm sure you can see that. And there wasn't one on the opposite side. And when we were taking it off, I noticed it was a little flimsy on the bottom. So I added a piece and then sanded it and primed it, because I had more priming to do and to take care of the stuff that I fixed where the wheel is covered. So there and there, now it's primed. It'll have to be sanded. And then I touched up a couple of spots on the centerpiece. One was there and one on the very bottom. So it won't take too long to sand. And then the little hubs that hang onto the headlights, I had to prime them, and then I had to put another coat on the pieces that end up between the fenders. Wasn't as really critical, but I just wanted more material on there just in case. So I primed them again, and there's Puss in Boots. Yep, she's bathing herself like cats do. She got that leg up there. She got a leg up in the business. So, and then I hit the top again. Took care of that. I'll have to sand it, and I think it'll be a lot better, because this primer is actually from the same company I get my paint from, and I really like their high build primer. The other stuff I used was good, but this stuff is better. And I definitely took care of that area where I had to fill it in, blend it in nice, and a little spot on that. Areas down there build up. There was a little hole, not a hole, but a chip. So some areas, and then the hood had to be addressed. It looked like someone took a pointed hammer when they were maybe taking the dent out that might have been in there, and they had it all through here. I posted pictures on my Instagram page showing the before, during, and after, and now it's nice and smooth. So I'll be sanding that, and then I also mentioned that I had to hit primer on one of the sides, which I did. So that's been taken care of, and I even addressed the underneath of the vent that goes in the middle. spots over there, a couple of spots on the door down at the bottom. So, and then the quarter fender, just to be sure. Quick sand won't take long. But today it's going to be about two things mainly. I didn't get a chance to do the support underneath, so I'm going to address that now. And once that's done, then it's all coming apart. Everything's got to come apart. Going to take the cab off, and then we're going to address the frame of taking, all the lines and stuff off. We're going to leave the suspension and stuff attached. I'm not going to go that far. That'd be ridiculous, but far enough to make the frame look really nice once it's done. And there is a color change coming on that frame. So in the meantime, I'm going to get started, and once I make the brace, I will chime in and show you. And I'm going to go from there. But there's going to be a lot of activity on this car today. I really can't wait. Hopefully get a lot of progression moving, because I really want to see this car move along a little faster. And that's why I brought in a little extra help. We'll make it happen. And until then, stand by. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, the front fender is disconnected from the running board, and so is the rear quarter. This side is still here, almost ready. It's all one piece, so it's got to come off very carefully. But what I also did too is where is it at? Here it is. Where you see this support and that support, there's a block there that's fiberglassed in. I made 4 pieces total, 2 either side that's going to bolt up to the bottom of the frame here, and 1 over there. I already got it marked. I just got done making them. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, pieces made. These two are especially hot right now, and this is 3/8 thick diamond plate. To give you an idea, so one side, the driver's side, which would be left, the back one needed a spacer like this to mount up to the frame, so that when the running board would rest on it, it would be even with it. So this is 1 inch, so they needed a 1 inch gap. The front one needed a 1 1/8 inch gap, which allowed me to attach this piece of angle iron to this design I came up with. So I'm going to run 2 bolts in to the side of the frame, because that's where it'll need most of its strength to hold it from doing this, going up and down, and then 1 bolt in the middle on the bottom. The right side, passenger, required that angle iron for the thickness of 1 1/8 inch to be on both of them, the front and the back. So I just got done making them. These plates are pretty strong. It's not made to where you can really step on it and put a lot of pressure, because there ain't enough room to really put any gussets in it to reinforce. But it's enough, I feel, for the safety zone, in case somebody forgets you really shouldn't be stepping on the fiberglass running boards. It will be a lot stronger. I'm just trying to prevent an accident to where maybe something would get broke. But I think that will definitely help big time, and I like the idea. I will not be bolting these to the running board themselves. It'll just be right underneath the platform where the wood that I showed you that's made into the running board. So we're moving along, making progress. Pieces are made, they're fitted. Just got to drill holes. Before I paint them, I'll have the holes in them. And then once the frame is fully exposed, then we'll drill the holes and make them work and bolt them on. But there's even more that I realize I have to paint, like the forward-link service, the rear, and that'll be black as well. I hope I have enough black paint. I forgot all about it, even when I was explaining changing the color and how much of the frame I'd be cutting anyway. So in this case, for as ugly as that yellow is underneath there, it will be beautiful once it's finished. So looking forward to getting this cab off. Got some plans. We got to clean up this mess over here, get it somewhere safe, and then get it somewhere else so that the body of this, I'll be able to roll around, hopefully. We'll be able to go in this area, and the frame will stay in this area to get it ready. But I believe the frame is what I'm going to paint first, and then take care of the cab. So progress in hand. You can see it coming apart. I have to move that thing out of the way, and we should be good to go rather soon. All right, until then, the update will be posted very shortly. Hang tight. Stand by. All right, I'm back, and I figured I'd show this part. That one whole piece has been taken off. They'll have to be separated up there. There's the other side right there. That'd be left side driver. Now this side, we had to take the wheels off, both sides, in order for this to be able to come back, because this back piece is all one piece. So you can see it's separated. Yeah, it's been a treat. Absolutely. Wheels off. We cleared off this corner. We're going to place it over there for the time being, so when this cab comes off, it can go in front of it. So you see it all missing from over this side. It's come a long way. A lot more to go. But she's going to be beautiful when it's painted and goes back together. So stand by for the next one. Alrighty, I'm back, and we're about to roll the car to the lift. It's ready to get taken off the frame. Okay, start rolling. That's right. Keep it coming, baby. Well, now that you got the motion, we're going to get her up on the lift, and once we have it on the lift, we'll show you the rest. So stand by. Forward time. Here we go. We got it over here, and we're about to lift this little humdinger up. Hopefully. We good over there? Are we good? Taking all the precautions and making sure everything's disconnected and ready to go. We good? Yeah? This is my super duper helper. Huh? Oh. Oh, yeah. Should I lower it a little bit? No. Oh, okay. Hey, we're not looking to squish anybody, for real. Let me get a little closer. Ah, yeah. Alright, I got one. Hang on, stay there. Good old snap-on special. Yeah, there's a safety button underneath there with some wires going to it, so we got to disconnect it. Yep. Yeah, this car is going further than we expected it to go from original start, which is fine. What the client wants, we're ready to go. Still good? Alright, I think that's good. 4119, 4-bar bushing. I guess that's when they must have changed the bushings on the 4-bar. Alright, let's roll this beast up from underneath it. Wow, look to the underneath of that. Oh my lord. I'm not fixing it! I refuse! And you can't make me! Alright. Alrighty, well, I'm going to take you underneath the vehicle and you can get an idea of what it looks like. What over a 90-year-old car looks like from underneath. She's pretty solid though. You know, obviously surface rust, but for the most part, it's a pretty solid 1933 Dodge 5-window coupe. So now we're going to roll the frame up out of the way. We're going to put this on some things that I've made. I don't want it sitting too high on a stand that I made for the Tri-5s and other Chevy cars. It'll be too high for when I go to paint it, so I came up with a different idea without going crazy. So let me get moving on this. In the meantime, stand by. Okay, I'm back. And there's the stand that's going on, but later I'm going to add the crate with the wheels that they use for rolling furniture around. I'm going to snatch up 4 of those. I have some, so I'm going to actually end up, I'll put a couple of screws in them so that they stay secure to it. But that's going to be a good height for me when it's in the spray booth to comfortably reach everything and have enough room on from the floor up to the bottom to paint along the bottom edge to make sure it all comes out nice, and a comfortable height for the top where I'm spraying the top. Yeah, it's going to work out really nice. So it's that much closer, absolutely that much closer. And even there in the front, I can do the whole strip from one side to the other and just flow it on back, and all that underneath will be covered. But yeah, that's the scoop, that's the height right there. You know, there's that beautiful frame. And before I do any painting on there, there's some areas I know I want to straighten out. Like this area here is bent upward. I'll bang that back down. Where the transmission cross member is, same thing. It's all bent up. So I'm going to straighten that out on both sides. Make sure it's strong enough because they got spacers or whatever on that side. So I just want to make sure that it's nice. And like I said earlier, I got to prep and paint the 4-link setup, the rear, and cover the shocks, cover the battery box, and in the front here, cover all the chrome. I'm going to end up painting the shocks black as well because they're really pitted, the chrome ones here, unless she wants to get new ones. I'll ask the client about that. But you can see how deeply rusted they are on the front side. But the rest of it will clean up pretty nice, all that chrome. Yep, the back plates are chrome. Everything linked to the tie rod ends and so forth, they're all nicely chromed. They're just dirty, and I think it'll really shine up nice. Yep, this will be painted too as well. That nice gloss black. It's a new black that I'm trying from the company that I mentioned before. It's this company here. And keep in mind, I'm not being sponsored by this company or anybody else for that matter, but if you're interested in any kind of paint products, I like them. I definitely, they're easy to deal with. They actually talk to you on the phone. You don't get a computer. If you want to place the order online, you could do that too, but I rather talk directly. This way I get what I want. So you can always reach out to them, but I am looking forward to painting this thing that void black. But I'm going to add a little twist to it. Ah, yeah, baby. Can't wait to do that. That's the stuff that excites me. And this is going to be fun to paint. I got to figure something out. I don't want to take the rear out. I don't want to take the front end off and put the frame on a rotisserie. That's not how far she wants to take it. So I'll figure it out so I can get comfortable in painting it, and I will get her done. So between that and this, I think that's going to be it. I think it'll be a nice video to show for Sunday, you guys to see it. I do think that there's a learning experience on this one at least, because you got to make sure all the wires and everything else that is attached to the frame that runs to the body, you got to make sure it's all off. But for the most part, you got to just sand the stuff that I primed yesterday, and she's ready to go. Clean up and tape everything off, paper everything off, and she'll be ready to paint. But I am going to do one other thing before I permanently put this on the stand. I'm going to show that show the underneath like I did. So I'm going to use, it's not expensive, I'm going to use the bed liner spray after I take a wire brush to this. I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to spray it, and that will be black, and that'll look really nice and finished underneath. I can't leave it like that with that surface rush on under, knowing how nice the car is going to be, how really nice the frame is going to be. So I'm going to do that, and she'll really stand out. I really do believe that it's going to stand out. And I might even mix some black paint in with it to give a little bit more of a shine, and maybe not. Maybe I'll just dull it, add a flat black to it or something so that the frame really stands out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I hope you can hear it. I hope it's all working. Hope there's no more freezing when it's showing, because it gets a lot of that. And like I said, I hope the voice is working out well. But in the meantime, I do appreciate people watching. If you can give it a thumbs up, make a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next time and the next segment of this thing, try to get something done.